Hello, everybody. This is your captain speaking. This is That Exciting Dude. And let's get ready. Yes, this is That Exciting Dude. Welcome to Stories, Lies, and Shenanigans. That was a little Jim Carrey-ish, in case you couldn't tell. Hoping that you could tell. Alright, it is time to do what I have in front of me, which is the podcast intro. And I know you're probably thinking, didn't you just do the podcast intro? I did, but you're gonna just listen. So, this is Stories, Lies, and Shenanigans. I am That Exciting Dude, or as some people call me, Ted. You know the drill. Hit the heart, like it, share it, dot it with a T, mark it with an I. Yeah. You're most likely listening to me on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Deezer, Castbox, and Podchaser, because those are the platforms that I go out to. Actually, I do miss YouTube because I do send it to my YouTube channel, which is That Excited Dude. Apple, I meant to look into it. I don't know what's going on there, but I know, so far as what I know is that still not approved there. So I don't know what's going on with Apple. So, sorry, download Spotify. Obviously you're not listening to me unless you are on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Deezer, Castbox, or Podchaser. Alright, lastly, we do need to give thanks to a few background musics that I will use during this podcast in the background music. Believe it or not, I have never actually listened to a podcast to really figure out my strengths, my weaknesses, what I need to work on. I take that back. No, I haven't listened to myself, but I have received feedback. So hopefully we'll work on that little feedback, that little tidbit that was spoken to me from a little birdie from far away. So we will see if I can improve on that little notation that was given to me. Alright, as always, I have water next to me because water is good for you. So, why don't you reach, take a sip of water as I do. Assuming that you have a drink in front of you. Alright, so lastly what I was getting to is we need to give thanks to Brock Hewitt, Stories and Sound. The song is called Ages Ago. Then Heartsman, the song is called Paradise Island. And then Tropicana, the sound is called Sound Roll. And these are all from Uppbeat.com. Not a sponsor or anything, I just have to give them credit. And that's UPPBEAT.com. Uppbeat.com. Alright, let's get over to my podcast list because I'm trying to be a little organized. Not the most perfect organization, but trying to get a little organized here. So, it doesn't help to have little notes in the background ready to, help me out when I'm stuck. Alright, so first off, we got to start with the sports. I always like to get a little sprinkle of sports in. So last week, let's see. First, we got to start with my college team, Notre Dame. They did win. They beat USC. I forget what the score was. What's new there? But they won. That's all that matters. Is the big W. So the Notre Dame won. Getting ahead of my notes here. So then the next day we had Sunday, which, believe it or not, but we had two teams Sunday that were 5-0 going into Sunday. And did they end the day 6-0? They did not. Both of them lost. The 49ers lost to the Cleveland Browns, which made them 5-1. And the Eagles lost to the Jets, and that made them 5-1. And guess what? My Lions beat the Buccaneers, and they're 5-1. The Red Wings hockey has started the other week, and Red Wings are on to a good start. Last night, Wednesday, they beat the Penguins. I believe it was 6-2, or it was 6-3. Nonetheless, like the Notre Dame score, there was the big W. All right, this coming up week, Notre Dame has a bye. The Lions play the Baltimore Ravens. I think that should be a good match. Some people don't think so, but I think it's going to be a good match. I think I just did that background music, so we're going to pick this one instead. So, yeah, there we are. There's our sports. I don't follow basketball. I think they're in the conference finals in baseball. When it gets down to the World Series, then I'll start plugging away at what's going on. And it's really not going to be much when it comes down to what's going on in baseball. So yeah. And as we end the sports notation, let's take another drink. Water. So delicious. Okay, so last week, what did we talk about last week? What did we talk about last week? Oh, last week I talked about how, I guess it was 2 weeks in a row that my road podcasting did not go as planned. I remember that now. Yeah, I remember that. So I played catch up in last week's podcast. That ended up having to come out on Friday morning, I believe. And what's new, this one is coming out Thursday morning, right now when you're listening to it. Yeah. So, I know I had a little segment a while ago, a couple weeks ago, about dating, the dating apps, and I wouldn't really call this a dating app. It's definitely not a dating app. It's a social app, and the one that I'm talking about is TikTok. So, I had someone contact me. We're just going to call this person Mary Jo. So, Mary Jo contacted me and was like, hey, what's going on? What you doing? Where you from? Where you live? And of course, I mean, it's all basic stuff, so it's just like, I live here, blah, blah, blah. I work, I do this. You know, you start you get that, getting to know someone. Kind of talk. Then all of a sudden, it just took a big left turn to, what are you looking for on this app? Like it's a dating app. And I'm just kind of like, where we were going with this was called Slow and Going. Now all suddenly you went from 10 miles per hour to 100. Take another sip. And I'm just like, okay. But the question that came out next was just like, yeah, okay, we are clearly on different pages here. Because she was just like, well, I'm just looking for someone to sleep with. And I just said, I am not looking for someone to sleep with. I'm looking for someone to be with. Fast forward, a couple days go later, she's like, hey, what's going on? I respond, I got something in my throat that I just can't clear. So I took it on a sip there. It's like right in that tickle spot. You ever get something in that tickle spot and you're just like, you can't shake it. I might need some carbonation. I don't have any soda on me, or pop, or a Coke, depending on where you are. So anyhow, she didn't respond when I said, had a good day. How was your day? 3 days go by, 4 days. Hey, how's it going? Not bad. How's it going? Crickets. Well, finally, yesterday or the day, or was it Tuesday or was it yesterday? It was one of them days that ended in a Y, this week. She finally had more conversation than just a how you doing, and then left me hanging. Finally went to how's it going? Doing good. And it went back to the, so you want to meet up and sleep with me? And I just said, don't you remember what my answer was like 3 weeks ago? It didn't change. And she just goes, the response that came back to me was just, gotcha, okay. So do you want to get together and sleep with me? And I was just like, delete. So yeah, it was definitely a strange little TikTok situation there. Just crazy people. That's all I have to say about that. So what happened this past week? So let's see, I gotta think what happened last week. As I'm trying to clear that spot still. So I know what happened this last week. So Saturday, had a poker game at a buddy's place. Now, shortly after I visited Vegas earlier this year, with the same group of 5 people, we had a poker game as well again. And I ended up winning that one. That was a good time. It's always good when you win. I mean, who doesn't like to not win? I mean, who has a fun time losing? It's like, yeah, I went to this game, lost some money, and it was just a good time. No. I mean, I get, you say, yeah, had a good time. Nah, but I didn't win. That's like a different perspective viewpoint on it. This is gonna bother me. So, had a good game at the poker game. I did not win this time. Did not get any money. We actually played a little safer this time, because last time we played with X amount, and this time we used half of that X amount. Let's see, of the 5 of us, I was straight in the middle that I got out. Really, when the first person and the second person got out, the blinds went up. That's kind of the rules that we play. And it got really dicey, and we kept trading who was like the big chip leader, then who was the chip leader, and then who was last, and it kept kind of going between the last 3 of us. And finally I just made a bold move, because at this point we were already playing for like 4 or 5 hours. I think it was like 4 hours really at this point. And I was just, it wasn't like I was ready to lose, but it was just like it was a legitimate bet. It was just the other person just had the higher hand. I think I had a 2 pair, and I think he had a full house, something to that effect, or I just was going in on a low pair, and he just had a 3 of a kind or something. It was something to that effect. I mean, it is what it is. It's all part of the game. I mean, just because you play doesn't mean you're going to win. But some of us would have loved to win. That would be meh. So yeah, I had the poker game, had a lot of great, good food. I was the only person that brought anything of nutritional value, being the diabetic that I am. I brought the veggie tray, and I was the only one that ate from the veggie tray. There's a lot of other good foods there, you know. Had meatballs, these bacon bite things, a couple brewskis. Like I said, I had from my veggie tray, carrots, celery, broccoli. I did not break into the ranch. I just had it raw. Then there's the like hamburger, not like a hamburger helper, I want to say, but it was like this hamburger, like this cheeseburger dip. And that was really good stuff. This person brought this the first time that we played, and it was really good stuff. It's really good. It's really good. If you didn't know, it was really good. So yeah, we played that for a little bit. Few games of it or whatever. Then, yeah, I think it was by nighttime. I was home by the Notre Dame game, which I want to say started at like 7:30, 8 o'clock. You know, and then was watching the Notre Dame beat USC, which is great. It's always good when your teams win. The other latest, let's see, what else this week? Chatting with an old friend. I don't know if I said that in the last podcast. I chatted with her before. It's been a hot minute, but like the past 2 months, been really chatting with her. Well, 2.5 months. She kind of took a period where she's like, I just need silence. So, you know, it's all part of respect. You know, someone says, hey, I'm not going to be here for a minute. You know, you respect them. Here is one of the new songs, the background noise. Hopefully you can tell the background noise is going on. But hopefully my voice is still great in the forefront. Because like I said, I have never listened and critiqued one of mine. I just go off of feedback. But, so yeah, this old friend from the Navy, she has a lot of, she has a lot of things going on, so we've been talking quite a bit. And really, it's not even talking, it's video chatting. I think, let's see, Sunday, I don't think we did anything Sunday. I'll tell you what I did Sunday, though, was a photo shoot. I did a senior pictures up in the Ludington, Manistee area. I actually started in the Manistee area, then moved down to Ludington before I came back home. But I don't know why my screen's just flickered, but at least it stayed on everything. But, yeah. Again, it was a friend. She asked if I could do senior pictures for her oldest son. And I said yes. So it was a little experience because my photography, I typically am not really into, you know, the subjects being the human that is. So it was a good time. It was a good time. I will say, as I edited the photos, I really started to recognize some of the mistakes that I remember watching videos on when photographing humans. Because when I did a lot of research in photography and just how to do photos, like I was just watching everything out there on YouTube. How to do people, night shots, this type of shot, doing this, techniques for this, techniques using this mode. I mean, it was just mountains and mountains of just data entering the noggin of the photography crap. And I did it, despite I knew that people, photography and people are not a very like forefront of my photography, my expertise. I still, I got the bases down because I wanted to I wanted it to have it in my noggin for opportunities like now, so I wouldn't have had to scramble and watch, 100 hours, 200, 300 hours of video, like 110 to 15-minute videos to get an idea of, okay, do this, not this, do this, So I watched like 2 videos just to kind of brush up on a few things, but even still, as I was watching it, I was like, yep, I remember that. Yep, okay, yep, gotcha. Yep, got that. All right, cool, got that. So, gotcha. All right, here we go. So, so I totally didn't go in blind and dark and not prepared. But I will say, as I'm editing them, I'm noticing a few mistakes. But it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I mean, practice makes perfect. So hopefully I can get some more clientele on a very cheap rate, very cheap beginner rate to keep honing shooting humans, doing portraits or whatever, couples, or I will not do weddings. Ugh, heck no. Wedding, no. Engagements, okay. Couples, okay. Family, okay. Senior pictures, okay. Wedding, no. No wedding. No party. Those are too stressful. Let alone, I don't even have the gear for that stuff. You got like 2 or 3 cameras, and you have lenses on all of them, and quickly bounce between them as you need certain focal lengths. As I kind of observed and watched people at like wedding venues when I was security at the public museum, and aka observing the photographer, which was fun in that aspect of it. It was fun to observe all the events and the photographers at the events and how they reacted and dealt with situations and photographed what they were there to photograph as I hit the mic. But yeah, there's only one way to really learn. I mean, you can have all the training, you can have all the knowledge, you can have all the how-tos in the back of your brain, but there's nothing better than getting out and just doing it. And this is actually my second photo shoot, but the first one was like 7 years ago, 6 years ago. So long ago that you really can't count it. I mean, yes, it was there, but it's like, if I could try to land something, maybe a little bit later on before fall's totally done, that'd be sweet. Or maybe coming out of spring, maybe summer, next summer. That'd be cool. See what I can squabble up with the friend groups that I have. So yeah, got the photo shoot. Starting to get to logging a lot of time with an old friend from the Navy, like I started to talk about. And yeah, we've just been video chatting like crazy, just talking and shit, And just having a good, genuine time with the best that you can have with what's going on. Yeah, that's about the best way to say that. Keeping it private. But she has a long road ahead of her, and like I told her, I was like, I'm always here to talk. You just gotta jingle me. All right, let's see here. So, what do we have left on the list? Let's go over to this other. I have two lists. It's funny. I'm using two different lists. Okay. Here's a joke. So, why do we tell actors to break a leg? Because every play has a cast. Alright, so you know my drill by now. Everyone should know where I go from here. Trying to think of a story. I don't know what story I'm gonna tell still. Let's see. What story do I want to give? What story do I want to give? Do I want to fib? Do I want to fib you guys? Or do I want to tell something real? I'll tell you something. Today I went for my walk. Went for my walk at Millennium Park, which is a park that I always like to walk at. It's a very popular park. I hate that. There's always too many people there because it's popular. It's like I was there first. Sometimes it's hard to do photography because there's so many people there. It's been a minute since I've really walked around and done photography there, to be honest with you. Because when you go in the summer, it's so full of people. Or there's events going on. And it's just like, no. No, but it's good for the area. It's good for the area. It gets people out. People are doing things. In hindsight, it's good. But it was my park first. My park. So I was walking around the park and started rolling in, and there's this huge, obstacle course sections being set up. There's this big, huge tent area, registration, guests, and there's this other tent section that I really didn't read what it said, but I just saw the tent structure. Obstacles going over here. Then as I'm walking around, it's like, boom, there's obstacles down here. The lines go this direction, and I mean, all of them have the of what's going on, the name of what's going on there. I'm just not revealing it yet, obviously. And I'm just, as I'm walking around the park, and it's just like, man, they're utilizing this whole side of the road, because this park's kind of divided with a road that goes between it. There is a bridge, but there's so many access points to get across other than the bridge that it's a big area. And I didn't go to that side, although that side where the main pool, or I say pool, but this area, a beach area, I think there's the Halloween, it's getting set up for this Halloween, whatever you want, walk through. Not really a haunted, maybe they're calling it a haunted house, but it's not a haunted house, obviously. But I think they're setting up, for the Halloween crap on the other side. I don't know, it could have been, I didn't notice the name of the race that's being run on any of the trucks and all that. So that's why I think it's the Halloween crap on the one side, and then it's this race thing on the side that I like to walk. So, and what the race is it's the Spartan race. And basically it's like all these obstacles. Well, I haven't looked into it, but I guess it looks like it's all these obstacles. Probably like a triathlon, so kind of survival-y. Not really survival, because you're not really spending the night anywhere. You're just obstacles, kind of like a gladiator-ish thing, but it's called Spartan. It looks kind of fun, but I'm just kind of as I look at, the criteria of my shape-ids and how my endurance and all that, good physical fit stuff go to play. It's like, yeah, no. I'll stand and watch and encourage, but nope, won't be part of it. So that's going on this weekend in the Grand Rapids area. We got the Spartan race at Millennium Park, and it looked like a lot of fun. It really did. I don't know if there's even a price for it. There's actually a lot of things. I think Jurassic Alive is at the hockey rink downtown too, that if I saw in the news. And then I think tomorrow night some Jurassic crap starts at the Children's Museum. So between dinosaurs, people that want to pretend to be Spartan, and Halloween crap getting set up, they were just full of activities this weekend. It's between the 3 spots. And, 4 spots. Because, like I said, Arena and the Children's Museum. And then the park. The park with both sides. So, yeah, lots of things being set up. So, lots of activities, like I was saying. Weather's getting a little warmer, even though it's going to be crappy today and tomorrow. It's supposed to rain. So, you know. But I heard next week it's supposed to be like mid 60 degrees. 60 degrees Fahrenheit. So, it's getting warmer. And we're getting later in October. So, we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. I still think we're going to have snow before Thanksgiving. Before Thanksgiving, we're going to have some snow. That's my prediction. I'm ready for snow. You want to know why I'm ready for snow? I'll tell you why I'm ready for snow. It's because I hate cold rain. There's nothing worse than stone cold rain. It's the worst. It truly is. Alright, quick drink. One more song here. We're going to do a shorter one though. Because, there we go. So yeah. Good sports coming up this week. See what this... I have zero plans. I did get an unexpected check, which I'm tempting. I'm not going to, but I'm tempting to go put it all in red. No. I would never do that. That is called crazy and stupid. Crazy and stupid to go put it all in the casino on the roulette red. Only for it to be black and then you're out. Because that's the type of luck that I would have. I don't know, somebody won the Powerball. I think that happened last week. I think that was in the last week notions. I think that was last week. I probably didn't put it in last week's podcast. I don't remember talking about it. Well, if I did put it in, the Powerball recently was at 1.5 or 7 billion. So 1 point with a B billion. And I kept saying, oh man, it's so huge. There's going to be a multiple winner. There's going to be like 10 people that win it. Everyone's going to walk away with only like 120 mil. Trust me, I would take it in a heartbeat. I'm not saying that, oh, just 120 million. You know, after Uncle Sam or AKA the government takes it, you're left with like $2. So, I mean, $2 is better than zero. So yeah, but that was one, and only one person won it. Only one person won the $1.7 billion. That's just crazy. That's crazy. But I am getting tired. It is late. It is so past the time that I normally go to bed. It's just like, oh my, I'm feeling it. I was up late last night. I had a crappy sleep I slept good, but it's just, I felt the reason why this podcast is going out this morning versus yesterday is because I fell asleep in the chair getting ready to do the podcast. And I woke up like in the middle of the night and I was just like, yeah, I'm moving to the bed. It was, yeah, I had all the intentions to have this going out Wednesday morning, but I will say that's not happening because really it's coming out right now, Thursday morning. So, yeah. So we'll see what happens next week. I have zero plans. Hopefully you have much better plans. See, I have zero plans because I'm going to be working this weekend. That's why I got zero plans. But I got today and tomorrow off. So we'll see what happens. There's a few movies out, and it's supposed to be raining the next 2 days, 3 days. So I've been thinking about going to see a movie. I've been thinking about it. I don't know which one. I have no idea. I know there's a few out there that look interesting. Oh well. This is That Excited Dude, and you are listening to Stories, Lies, and Shenanigans. As always, share, hit the like part, dotted line, whatever it is, if that's the positive feedback. Hopefully you like the podcast. Again, you can always, if you needed to share it and you don't know how to share it on a platform, you can always go to YouTube, because that's a very easy place you need to share it, because I do upload it to YouTube, which is the same as the username that I use, which is That Exciting Dude, just at YouTube. And then, yeah, I mean, you're not going to find it under Stories, Lies, and Shenanigans. That's the podcast. But the nickname is That Exciting Dude. Alright, folks. You know what time it is. This is That Exciting Dude, and you're listening to Stories, Lies, and Shenanigans.